What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. It's Wednesday. First day of spring. Hump day. Spring equinox. What's going on? Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know that you stopped by. Go ahead. If for any topics that you think that your social networking group, if anything that I talk about you think would interest your group of folks, please share the video as well. More sharing. We want to do more sharing for spring. So spring equinox. What do we do during the spring equinox? It's time to recharge. It's time to relax. It's time to plant. It's time to start planting seeds that you want to see manifest. So that is my advice for what to do for spring equinox. I'll put a link in the description box to give you all more ideas if you want to do any type of, baths or any type of, self-care type of rituals. So I'll put it in the comments box. It's raining today. It's wonderful. It's perfect symbolism for the first day of spring, that it is raining. Like this weekend, it was really, really nice this weekend. The sun was out, not a cloud in the sky. 3 days later, here we are, raining, and it's going to be like that. So get your windshield wipers together. I'm looking at mine like this is kind of sketchy in some little areas, so to get that updated, get my little windshield wipers updated so we can see clearly while we're driving. I took a day off yesterday. Remember I told you I think I was going to do like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I'm just trying it out to see how that works. So if this is a pilot week for it's the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday thing. It kind of felt good having one day to like actually watch other shit and actually be able to, I watch Love and Hip Hop Miami, I watch Love and Hip Hop New York, and then there's some other things in the news that we can talk about. So Love and Hip Hop Miami. What else are we going to talk about? Daniel Cesar, J-Lo and Cardi B, Trump talking about John McCain and Kellyanne Conway's husband, Wendy Williams, and then the white nationalists, a member of a white nationalist group in West Virginia who is a cop at a school. So first thing with Daniel Cesar, he is a singer. If you don't know who Daniel Cesar is, he's a beautiful singer. He sings beautifully. He has a beautiful, when I tell you his voice is beautiful, I love it. I have his album Freudian, but he the other day, he just was recently in like the news with Dave Chappelle on John Mayer's show. Current Mood or Good Mood or something like that. John Mayer has a show and on Instagram, and Dave Chappelle was on there and they were doing the show, and Dave Chappelle doesn't have social media, so he really doesn't know how to act on social media. He don't know how to act. And he said when somebody asked about Daniel Cesar, his response was very gay. And then Daniel Cesar came in and was like, what's up? Like, he came in the room, I guess he heard him say that he was very gay. He came in the room and then Daniel Cesar was like, I'm just being sensitive. It's okay. No big deal. Whatever. And then later Dave Chappelle apologized because he was like, he apologized. So then yesterday there's a video of him on Instagram talking about, he's from Canada, talking about black people being too sensitive, and then like defending No Jules, defending her, saying that we are too hard on people and we shouldn't be hard on people. Just very white apologist type, you know, don't treat them mean. We need to be more nicer to people. We can't, I think he said, talk about being victim, like a bunch of bullshit. Just like somebody said on Twitter, he is that one friend, that one black friend that somebody who does not like black people have. And that when they tell you I have black friends, that's the black friend that they're talking about. One who actually upholds, you know, these type of ideas, and spouts them out. And he doesn't know what he's talking about. He kept saying he was drunk, and I was just like, all right, but you know, shut up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And yes, and he was like, we should be allowed to express ourselves without people saying shit. And that's true, just like he's being allowed to express himself without anybody saying anything to him. But he got dragged because what you're saying is ridiculous. Nobody needs to be nicer to people who oppress them. I'm sorry, or people who uphold those ideas. Nobody should be happy with that. What else? So yeah, if you want to watch the video, let me get in the middle lane. If you want to watch the video, go ahead. It's out there. It's on Twitter and everything. It's just a video of him ranting, and he says several times he's drunk. So, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Ain't nobody canceling him. Those are, I mean, like I was saying to someone the other day, like, in terms of canceling somebody, like, you gotta see what is the impact. One, what's their influence, their platform, what is their reach, and what is the impact of the things that they're saying and the ideas that they're talking about. Nobody ever gets canceled. Nobody can cancel anybody unless you start taking stuff out of their pockets and keeping them from working. Like, you know, that's how you effectively cancel somebody, when you kind of mess with their streams of income. And keep them from, you know, whatever. Speaking of streams of income, losing streams of income, those girls, Lori Loughlin's daughters, her daughter Olivia Jade, who has like all these millions of subscribers on YouTube, and she lost her Sephora and Tresemme contracts or deals with them because of this college admissions scam. Which is they may not return to USC. What do you mean they may not? They cannot. They cannot. Why? What do you mean they may not? What are you guys talking about? They can't return. They need to be kicked out. Why would you return? You're not in there on your own merit. And then the fact that, like, yesterday I was just like, I had smoked, and I was just like, why in the fuck is there so many clips of Lori Loughlin with her daughters? First of all, what are you doing that's so spectacular that you need to be interviewed about college admissions and your daughter's going to college? Like, what is the reason why Lori Loughlin and her daughters have so much? Why are they so visible? But that's not the circle that I roll in or watch or anything like that. But why is there so many clips? You were in the middle of scamming. You were scammed. You paid $500,000 for your daughters to get into a private university. They didn't have the grades. They're not smart. You tried to get them in on scholarship because you know they didn't have the grades, because they have said over and over again they don't care about school, but you care more about school, and you understand that how our society works. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. But you out here talking about college admissions as though your daughters are getting in on their own merit, like you was really doing interviews. And it's like the audacity, like when you're committing a crime, bitch, you don't get on television every chance you get and start talking about how you are benefiting from a crime you've committed. Like, you're crazy. That's when you say the privilege jumped out, because you really thought you was going to get away with this, to the point where you were actually doing interviews acting as though your daughters got accepted to a private school. USC is a private school. Your mediocre ass children. That's why it's a bunch of mediocre ass people running this country, because their rich parents buy their degrees, buy their entrances into college. That's the reason why we have someone like the person that we have running this country, or acting like he's running this country. You know, he just wanted to check something off his bucket list. And because he is the epitome of what America is, he's been allowed to do that. No military service, no nothing, just nothing. And speaking of military service, what are you doing? Why are you so close to all these cars? I don't understand that. They were talking about John McCain. Trump was talking about John McCain, and what's his name? Kellyanne Conway's husband. What is his name? George. What is that man's name? I can't think of his name. I think his name is George. George Conway, is that his name? I think that's his name. But he was talking shit. He was called him a loser and everything like that. And Kellyanne Conway, there's a rumor going around that Kellyanne Conway and Trump think that her husband is jealous of her. Of what? You all are going to be in trouble for just lying over and over again about shit. And then he was talking about John McCain, and then Meghan McCain came out, was on Twitter talking about, going back and forth with some bitch, talking about how my father, you will never be my father, and this, like that, this and that. Let me tell you something. The only difference between the two is that one served in the military and was on the Senate. One has a resume with politics on there. Now, should he have been a senator? Like, look at John McCain's track record. He's no fucking prize. And he's, you know, the performative admiration for him is because no one wants to call a prisoner of war mediocre, right? So it's like, if you had 900 students in your class and you came in at 894, there's no goddamn way you could tell me that you are excellent. You are mediocre. You worse than mediocre. Did you even go to school? Like, you really came in 894 and 900 people. So I would like to see where he came in, where the 45 came in his class. Because I'm sure his father bought his way. A lot of people are like saying his father wasn't really like buying folks way into things. Like, he had to pay that loan back. He was a stingy man, like a typical person. Anyways, so John McCain, Meghan McCain was defending her father naturally. I mean, her idea of what is great, of course, she's going to think her father is great. She's so obnoxious. I just cannot stand that girl. Like, I really have a problem with her. Like, I was watching that Tulsi Gabbard. Did I already talk about this? I think maybe I was talking about it on Twitter. That Tulsi Gabbard interview, the senator in Hawaii, and how she was trying to get her to say that Assad was, what did she say? An enemy of the United States. And Tulsi Gabbard's stance on war, I 100% agree with. The way that the United States, quote unquote, goes in during regime changes and then names people as leaders like they did with Venezuela. These people didn't vote for that man, but United States recognizes this person as a leader of Venezuela. No voting happened, nothing happened or anything like that. They did it, they do it all of the time. And then all of a sudden, that person that they named as the leader of the country that they really want to go in and invade and get the resources, all of a sudden that person is an enemy. So now we really got to go help because we named you as a leader and now you're turning on us. They did the same thing with Saddam Hussein. Like, the shit is over and over and over again. And Meghan McCain was trying to get Tulsi Gabbard to say that Assad was an enemy of the United States. And if you think about it, an enemy of the United States would be somebody who threatens the security of the United States, right? That hasn't happened. So she was trying to make her say it now, say it right now. And Tulsi Gabbard just looked at her and was like, like, girl, first of all, you have no room to be sitting up here with your mediocre ass and your mediocre legacy to be saying anything to me about war. You really don't know anything about war. Let's ask your dad what he knows about war. That's as much as you know about war and what you've been fed. And like, I really believe that Meghan McCain, her and that other girl, Abby, the lack of objectivity that they have when it's time to speak about conservatives and Republicans, they don't. So it's just like, they feel like they have to defend every single thing about it, and it's so weird. It's so weird. But it's the typical. I believe that she probably did vote for Trump. I'm sure she did, Meghan McCain. Even though my grandmother said you shouldn't ask people who they vote for because it is a personal decision. And I've always followed that. Like, I didn't know whether I don't know whether my grandmother was a Republican or a Democrat. She said your party affiliation is a personal thing. It's personal. All of that shit is personal. Those are personal things. And so you don't ask people who they vote for. You don't ask their party affiliation. It's none of their business. That's the reason why my grandmother used to say, that's the reason why they have curtains when you go vote, because it's nobody's business how you're voting. You understand? So what else is going on? What else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about, these people really do not, I really don't like driving in the rain, because I feel like people do not like, they act like it's not raining. They act like their tires cannot slip on these, I don't know. Anyways, J-Lo, Cardi B, Keke Wyatt, and some other women are going to be in this stripper revenge flick called Hustlers. A stripper, so Cardi B is going to be in it. I wondered, let's see how she's going to do. I hope she does well. J-Lo is going to be in it, Keke Wyatt, Mercedes Rule and Constance Wu, is that her name? They're gonna be in that a stripper film. So hopefully they'll hire some strippers as extras, some real strippers as extras, so we can and have a real diverse group, diverse stripper pool. Come on, stripper pool. Anyways, what else is going on? Oh my God, this rain, I can't stand it. Trump and John McCain, we already talked about that, and Kelly Conway. Wendy Williams came out and said that she is actually living in a sober living house. So I always get my V's and my B's mixed up. I don't know if that is from growing up in East LA. I don't know what it is, but she is now in a sober living home. I really hate the fact that I don't hate it, I just dislike it a great deal, that her foundation is 5'5" Hunter. I really believe what Charlemagne is saying about Wendy Williams, like, to watch her, because Kevin, when people cheat on people, that's abuse, that's emotional abuse, okay? And Kevin Hunter has been abusing Wendy Williams for years. And Wendy Williams I agree with somebody who said to me on Twitter that Wendy Williams is the type of woman who sees her value in whether or not she has a man or not. So like, her coming back off the heels of your husband getting somebody pregnant and her living down the street or around the corner or some crazy soap opera shit, and you're like, we're still married. Like, are you really married? Is that what a marriage is, Wendy? Like, what? No. And I feel bad for her, because I believe Charlemagne, like, she needs to get away from him. I feel like Wendy Williams is wasting away. Like, I feel bad for her. I feel she has this Graves' disease. She has her addiction issues. Then on top of her husband is cheating on her and producing children, and you don't want to leave him, probably because then you have your son who's watching all of this, it's just like, how much shit can you take? How much can you take? You know what I mean? And I feel bad for her. And then the fact that thing is called 888-55 Hunter, it should be called 55 Wendy W. It shouldn't have how are you going to name a foundation for addiction after the man who probably is a stressor for you, and that is the reason why you can't kick your addiction and your mental illness and now you're in a sober living. Like, Wendy, no, like, why is it named 55 Hunter? I was like, why is that named that? Why isn't it named after you? It should be 55 Wendy W. That's what it should be. And I'm just like, okay, let me calm down, because I don't like stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. It hurts me to see women who fight and scratch and claw to stay married to somebody who's abusing them. Like, there's lines that you have to draw for yourself when you are in these type of situations. You have to draw the lines, and who is around her to tell her how much value she has, and it's not in and then he looks the way he does. Like, I mean, Wendy is not a prize. She used to be cute. Wendy used to be cute, but always, very handsome. But you know what I mean? Like, why are you with that man? Like, I don't know. Maybe when her son goes off to school, she'll leave him. A lot of people wait. A lot of people do that. I've always said, do not stay in jive ass fucked up relationships for a child, because all you're doing is teaching that child what they will grow up to think is normal behavior, especially if you're unhappy in a relationship. Do not stay for the kids. I believe that your kids would rather see you happy, either in another relationship or single, than miserable with their parent. Like, I've never thought staying for the kids was a good excuse. Always thought it was a bad excuse. Anyways, so shout out to Wendy. Hopefully she'll get better, but I think part of her recovery is going to be to get a divorce from Kevin Hunter, and that's just what it is. He's beyond disrespectful. Love and Hip Hop Miami, the main thing that stuck out, I mean, all of them looked like, very flashy, very Miami, very Veronica Vega looked like a fucking idiot. I can't stand that chick. But the thing with Trick Daddy and Trina, Trick Daddy demonstrated his desire and need to control women by not giving that divorce to his ex-wife, right? He demonstrated that he wants to be in control, and that giving, and he doesn't want to give her money. He doesn't want to do these things. He's doing the same thing to Trina. I'm not going to give you what I want because I want to be able to control this situation. And Trina was really upset and yelling and screaming. Before that, she was very poised, very pretty girl. Like she said, I'm a pretty girl. I want to make pretty music. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But at the end of the day, Trick is on some old shit, and she don't want to be on the old. It's time to evolve. And people fell in love with you being ratchet. She can still be ratchet. Like, she can still talk that shit. Like, nobody's saying that she still can't talk that shit. But Trick, you're not running nothing. You're not running nothing. Nothing. You let me shut up. Okay, anyways, in Love and Hip Hop New York, did we already talk about Kimbella being pregnant, and Mariah Lynn, and I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I want to watch these shows for entertainment, because I don't want to critique them understanding and knowing that they're so phony and fake. I saw the preview or the trailer for Potomac. I saw the trailer for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That's going to be crazy. That 5-minute trailer, I think it was a 5-minute trailer if you haven't watched it. That shit is going to be crazy. Potomac is going to be crazy. So I will be reviewing Potomac, and I will be reviewing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I will be. It's so funny because when Nate and I first met, I used to always talk about Bravo and how their reality shows were better than VH1's reality shows. And now he's the one that got me watching Love and Hip Hop, and now his ass don't even watch Love and Hip Hop. Talking about it's just too much. It's too much. I'm like, honey, now I watch all the goddamn. I even caught up on Miami. What is going on? This is crazy. People are so fucking crazy. Anyways, this car was tailgating me, and I was trying to show her stupid ass that there was a car in front of me that I couldn't drive as fast. People are so fucking ignorant. What else was going on that we was talking about? Love and Hip Hop Miami. Amara La Negra looked so pretty in her cape and her headdress. She looked really nice. Veronica Vega was saying she would never say she was white. This is what I said. Ask Veronica Vega when she goes and fills out and they ask her what race. Are you Hispanic black? Are you Hispanic white? I bet my life that she says Hispanic white. She don't say Hispanic black. Don't believe her. She's a liar. She's a goddamn liar. What else? I don't know what else to talk about, y'all. That's it. I'm done talking. What else? Oh, I wanted to talk about, his name is Daniel Morey. He's a cop at L.C. Byrd High School in Virginia, who is a part of a white nationalist group. He's a cop at a school, and the school is 61% black. And I've been telling y'all that these pieces of bacon are white nationalists. This is the reason why KKK wore hoods, is because they were cops and judges and politicians underneath those hoods. I truly believe that they also have a major role in the the human trafficking problem that is in the United States. I truly believe that these men who have badges and guns, that's the reason why you can't find these children, because they finding these children. I've been reading so many articles about cops involved in trafficking rings, sex trafficking rings, human trafficking rings, finding children 14, 13, going off and raping them and then putting them back out on the street. You found the kid, but you go off and do something, either sell them into trafficking, or you go and assault them and then put them back out on the street. Like, that shit is crazy. But I really believe it. So this man is in a part of a white nationalist group, and they've been doing and had the group that he belongs to had a hand in organizing the march. What was it, in North Carolina? Where was it? Where they had the tiki torches and they was dressed like Target workers. Yeah, he was part of that group. He's a part of that group. I'm trying to tell folks, I really believe, like, everything about that whole, all over the states, every single state, they need to be, the hiring practices for cops, they need to be revisited. And that's another system that needs to be dismantled and reorganized, because if you want to become a criminal, join the police department. That's what it seems like to me. And then if you want to get away with it, do it. Anyway, I'm done talking. Y'all have a wonderful first day of spring. Go and plant something and watch it grow. Protect your energy and take care of each other. Peace.